Welcome back, friends. This is Miss Phillips. Have you had your coffee today? What? You don't drink coffee? Well, I've had mine, and I'm ready to go to work on Grade 4, Module 7, Lesson 5 with you today. In today's lesson, we're going to continue to solve word problems using our conversion tables, and I'm going to challenge you today to create your own word problems to match a tape diagram. Today, our learning objective is similar to what we completed in Lesson 4. We're going to solve a few word problems using a multiplicative comparison, and as I stated earlier, I'm going to challenge you to write a few of your own word problems. I'm going to ask you to hold on to those. Your teacher may want you to share them with him or her in a phone call or a Zoom, so we want to be ready to be awesome learners. We will be using our problem set for Module 7, Lesson 5 today to complete our concept development. Be sure to find it in your math workbook. Don't worry if you don't have your book. I'll have problems on the screen for you. Just be sure you have something to write with and paper to write on if you don't have your book. You may also find it helpful to grab those conversion tables that we created in the first few lessons. We'll be working together through some of the problems, and I'll have you pause the video to work on the answers on your own, and then we'll go over them. All right, let's get started. So the first problem that we're going to work on together is not in your problem set. If you have your workbook, go ahead and find a blank page to work through the first problem with me. The rest of the problems we will complete using the problem set. But again, don't worry if you don't have your book. I'll display all the word problems for you, so you can just use something to write with and something to write on. Take a look at this first tape diagram. Notice that I don't have a word problem to go with it. Part of your learning today will be to work on a story problem to go with a tape diagram. I'm going to show you some of my examples, and we'll work through the problems for practice, and then I'll have you create a story problem to share with your teacher. I have some sentence frames for you that I'll share to make it easier. So, what information do we know by looking at this tape diagram? Well, I know that one unit is 5 feet long, and the other tape is twice as long. So I can also tell that we're looking for the total value of all 3 units. The value of the second tape diagram is 2 times the length of the first. Can you add up each of the units to find the total value of the tape diagram? Yeah. The total is 5 plus 10 or 15 total feet. Pretty easy, right? I think so. But now I'm going to add my own thinking. Let's take the knowledge from the tape diagram and create a word problem. Let's also use a multiplicative comparison because that's what we're learning about in this module. So here's an example. Joe is 5 feet tall. Bill is twice as tall. How many inches tall are they together? Can you see how Joe represents the first unit in my tape diagram and Bill represents the second unit? My last sentence asked you to use the multiplicative comparison to change the feet into inches. Now I want you to pause the video and solve the problem I created. Use the read, draw, write method to solve the problem. Draw the tape diagram that is shown on my screen, and when you're ready, press play on the video and we'll go over the answer. Okay, friends, pause if you need more time. So on your paper, you should have the tape diagram that you see on the screen, as well as a statement that tells me 5 feet plus 10 feet equals 15 feet total. The last step, you should show a multiplication step of 15 times 12 equals 180 inches to determine the total height in inches. Did you get 180 inches tall? Great job, friends. Now, I know some of you are like, Miss Phillips, what? There's no way Bill can be 10 feet tall. And I agree. This was just our first example, and we want to make sure that our word problems are reasonable. So let's try another one. All right, let's take a look at the second problem. This tape diagram can be found in the problem set of your workbook. If you don't have your workbook, go ahead and draw the one you see on the screen. Now, I want you to pause the video and write down what you notice about the tape diagram. See if you can solve the problem with using only the tape diagram and leaving your answer in terms of gallons and quarts. Press play when you're ready to continue. Okay, friends, pause if you need more time. So what I noticed is that we have 1 unit equal to 6 gallons. The second tape diagram shows that it is 3 times as much as the first one. And since I know that 6 times 3 is 18, the second tape diagram is 18 gallons. The third diagram shows 1 unit plus 2 quarts. And since those units are not the same, I can't add those two together. I can add 6 plus 18 plus 6 to get 30 gallons plus 2 quarts. So now let me write a word problem that'll match the tape diagram. I'm also going to make sure I have a multiplicative comparison of units in my problem. So here's an example. For the holiday party, the kindergarten had 6 gallons of juice. The first grade had 3 times as much juice as the kindergarten. The second grade had 2 quarts more than the kindergarten. How many quarts of juice did the kindergarten, first grade, and second grade have combined? Notice that my word problem asks you to find the total amount of juice in quarts. Pause the video and find the total number of quarts of juice. Remember that 1 gallon equals 4 quarts. Press play when you're ready to continue. Okay, friends, press pause if you need more time. So to solve this problem, what I needed to do was multiply my 30 gallons times 4 and then add 2 more quarts. So 30 times 4 equals 120 quarts, plus 2 more quarts equals 122 quarts altogether for the classes. All right, so next, what I want you to do is pause the video and write down your own problem to create your own using the tape diagram. I gave you a few sentence frames to help you make the word problem. Keep this handy so you can share it with your teacher if he or she asks you for it. All right, friends, we're really rocking now. Let's take a look at the next problem. This tape diagram can also be found in your problem set of your workbook. But again, if you don't have your workbook, go ahead and draw the one that you see on the screen. I want you to pause the video and write down what you notice about this tape diagram. See if you can solve the problem with only the tape diagram, leaving it in terms of feet and inches. Remember that 1 foot equals 12 inches. Press play when you're ready to continue. Okay, friends, pause if you need more time. So what I noticed is that 1 unit was equal to 3 feet. The second tape diagram has 2 units, so that's equal to 6 feet. The third tape diagram is almost 6 feet, but it looks like it's 5 inches shorter. So I need to find 6 feet, take away 5 inches. I have to convert 6 feet into inches and then subtract 5 inches. Since 1 foot equals 12 inches, I can multiply 6 times 12. That gives me a total of 72 inches. And then what I did was subtract 5 inches from that. So I have a total of 67 inches in tape diagram 3. That's also equal to 5 feet and 7 inches because I could have just subtracted 5 feet and 12 inches. So now let me write a word problem that'll match the tape diagram. I'm also going to make sure I have a multiplicative comparison of units in my problem. So here's an example. Kit knitted a scarf that was 3 feet long. Jean knitted a scarf that was 2 times as long as Kit's. Louisa's scarf was 5 inches shorter than Jean's. How long were Jean and Louisa's scarves combined? Notice, friends, in this tape diagram, there is not a question mark asking for the total of all 3 scarves. It is only connected to the second and third tape diagram. Did you notice that? Great job, friends. Way to have that eagle eye. Now I want you to pause the video and solve the problem. Press play when you're ready to continue. Okay, friends, check out the screen to see your answer to problem 3. Notice that I did not ask you to give me your total for the scarves in inches. You did the multiplicative comparison when you found out Luisa's scarf length in the tape diagram. Did you catch that? Great job, friends. That was a difficult problem. We inserted the multiplicative comparison way back in the beginning, so we didn't ask for it in the total. Next, I want you to pause the video and write your own problem to create your own tape diagram. I gave you a few sentence frames to help you make the word problem. Keep this handy so you can share it with your teacher if he or she asks you for it. Remember that you can rewind the video if you need to look at my word problem example. All right, let's take a look at the last problem. This tape diagram can also be found in your problem set of your workbook. And again, if you don't have your workbook, go ahead and draw it. I want you to pause the video and write down what you notice about the tape diagram. See if you can solve the problem with only the tape diagram, leaving your answer in terms of pounds and ounces. Press play when you're ready to continue. All right, pause if you need more time. So what I noticed is that we have 1 unit equal to 4 pounds. The second tape diagram is 16 pounds, 4 units, and each is 4 pounds. The third tape diagram is equal to 2 units plus 30 ounces. So that's equal to 8 pounds, 30 ounces. It looks like I want the total from all 3 tape diagrams. So that is 4 pounds plus 16 pounds plus 8 pounds, 30 ounces. That equals 28 pounds, 30 ounces. Now, I want to challenge you, friends, with the multiplicative comparison. Can you take 30 ounces and turn it into pounds and ounces? How might I do that? Pause the video and see if you can use a number bond to find your answer. Press play when you're ready to continue. Remember, 1 pound is equal to 16 ounces. All right, friends, pause if you need more time. So if 1 pound equals 16 ounces, then I can subtract 16 ounces from 30 ounces, and that will give me 1 pound, 14 ounces. I showed you that there in the number bond that I created on the screen. So now let me write a word problem that'll match the tape diagram. I'm also going to make sure I have a multiplicative comparison of units in the problem. Go ahead and take care of that. Pause the video and create your own word problem. Here's an example. With this final task, I'm going to leave you with some sentence starters that'll help you. Create your own word problem using the tape diagram. Have it ready in case your teacher asks you for it. I've given you a few sentence stems just in case you need them. Be sure to pause the video and create your own word problem for it, and press play to continue. I'm not going to go over or create a word problem for you for this particular problem. This is the one that you need to do on your own. Just have it ready for your teachers, friends. Wow, that was a lot of hard work today. You worked really hard for me, and word problems are difficult sometimes. I'm glad that you had some perseverance there. Don't forget to get on Zearn and work through some fluency. And of course, continue to be awesome. Have a great day, friends. Bye.